Hi, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. We're doing the Booktuber Bio Tag today. Love this tag, it's a lot of fun. Love the questions, they're perfect. They're ones that haven't really come up yet. I was tagged in this one by Lekden over at Reading from the Depths. If you haven't checked out his channel, I will link it down below. He provides such a unique insight on books, especially horror books. He has me thinking of these books in a way I wouldn't have thought of before, if that makes sense. He has this segment called The Buddhist Path in Fiction, and I just think it is so fascinating. It's how he engages in deep and intimate reading in a way to let books be a part of his spiritual practice because he's a Buddhist monk. I think it's so fascinating how he's able to find these connections, and that's another example of how he's able to make me think of these books in a way that I wouldn't have normally thought of. His channel will be linked down below, as well as any other channels that I mention in this video. This tag was originally created by Jessica's Library Card. She created it for her 1-year BookTube anniversary as a way to celebrate that, and it was recently revived by Steve Donahue at St. Donahue. He's been encouraging everybody to do this tag, even if it's not your anniversary, even if you're not new to BookTube, because people are always stumbling across your channel. You're always having new people come across your channel, and it's a way for them to get to know you. And I agree. These questions are really good. They're ones that aren't in the BookTube newbie tag. I really love all of these questions. I think everybody really should do this one. So let's get to it. First question. Who are you? Share a little about yourself as much as you feel comfortable. This is such a hard question. It's one of those, like, if you get asked in a job interview or whatever, I always have to practice this one because it is such a hard one to answer. I never know how to answer it. I'm married, been married for 2 years. We've been together 3 years. We have 4 kids between us. They range from 9 years old to 19. We have ages all the way up, all over the place. Aside from books, I do love to dance. I really can't anymore. Because of my joints really won't let me, but I do love to dance. It's something that I did for years, not like professionally or anything. It's just something like I did for fun. And I taught my husband when we first got together. I taught him, and we used to go a lot, and that was really fun. Used to love hiking. I really can't do that either. Maybe I could if it was like not a lot of up and down. Maybe if it was straight, I probably could. We go on walks a lot though. We'll go to the park and we'll walk. I can do that. I like to go thrifting. I like to see what treasures I can find. That's a lot of fun. Love decorating. I just like throwing a bunch of random stuff together that I find and seeing how I can make sense of it. Especially thrifted stuff. I like to find the best deals and just take my time putting a room together, because the best deals I can find, I don't like to just go and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a room. That's not my style of decorating. I can't afford that. That's not my thing. But I'll go and thrift a bunch of stuff and take my time with it, and eventually it'll come together and it'll look really cool. And it might take me a while to get everything that I need thrifting. It does take time doing it that way, but it's so rewarding. I collect art. It can really change a room, and it has the ability to just like make me so happy when I walk into a room. It could change the entire mood. You know what I mean? The entire mood of a room. And I have a bunch of original paintings. I'm not an artist. I wish I had that ability. I do not. I have ideas, but I can't implement them. It's not a huge art collection because it does get pricey, but I do have some art here and there. And I have a lot of big pieces, and I just love them. I do like to cook. I don't like the mess that comes with it, but I do love to cook. I teach my son how to cook. He loves it just as much as I do. He's not a recipe guy. He just throws a bunch of stuff together and sees what happens. Love that. My daughter is just now getting into it. She wants me to teach her. So it's fun. I love that it can be a family thing. Love Halloween. Halloween's my favorite. Obviously. That's about it. That's about it. Not too exciting. How long have you been on BookTube? I've been on BookTube for 1 year and 2 months. What kinds of books do you love to read? Has BookTube had an effect on what you read? Obviously horror is my favorite, but I read a little bit of everything. My second love is literary fiction. I just like that it makes me think and broadens my horizons. But I read a little bit of everything. BookTube has definitely changed what I read in that it has introduced me to new subgenres of horror that I wouldn't have thought of, new authors that I wouldn't have thought of. I have participated in readathons, and with them comes all these recommendation lists and things like that, and also prompts. They will have prompts. Oh, read a book with this on the cover, or read a book with this element, or whatever. So it kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone, and it pushes you to think of books you wouldn't have thought of. So definitely, I have found so many new books that I would never have found on my own, and some that I've really loved. So number 4, what do you enjoy about making BookTube videos? Well, one, now that I'm used to it, it feels like I'm talking to my friends, which is a lot of fun. And also, it pushes me to be creative. I like that I'm able to kind of brainstorm ideas. I have a whole notebook of ideas that I haven't even put out there yet, because I'm always trying to come up with something different, something new, something that I haven't done before, something that I haven't seen. But yeah, just, it allows me to be creative. Number 5, what do you not enjoy about making BookTube videos? Editing is the worst. I hate it. It's not fun. And it takes forever. I spend so much time editing. 6, what video on your channel are you the most proud of? I've had a few lately that I've been really proud of, because I've been doing new things lately that have come from my brain. They're not reviews, they're not wrap-ups, they're not any of that. They are ones that have been ideas from my own mind that I have really thought about and really just got the creativity going. And I've been proud of a lot of them. But the one recently that I've really been proud of was the one where I judged horror books based on their covers, and chose books on my shelves with scary looking covers, and then I read them to see if they were as scary as they looked. I had a lot of fun with that, and I was just really excited to put that out there, and I liked that I was putting more scary content out there, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I've liked putting together more original content lately. Is there anything you wish was different about BookTube? In general, as far as the app itself and the experience of the app, there are a couple things that I don't like. One, I haven't figured out a way to block people. If there's a way, let me know. I don't think there is, and I don't like that. Because for safety reasons, for if somebody's harassing you, or if there's just somebody you don't want to be able to harass you, which is the case, I would like to be able to block them and just prevent that, or block them so that they can't be able to cause any issues. That I don't like that. And then, oh my gosh, the freaking editing tool on here is awful. It is not easy to use at all. They could make that so much easier. It should not be that complicated. It shouldn't be that complicated. So those 2 things. 8, name 3 books that you have reviewed on your channel that you feel represent who you are as a reader. On this one, I have to cheat a little tiny bit and do 4, because there's no way I could wrap my personality up into 3 books. Maybe I don't know. I just couldn't do it. Okay, I couldn't do it. And you'll see why. You'll see. First one has to be my favorite, and that is Phantom by Susan Kay. This is a prequel to Phantom of the Opera. It's Eric's backstory. I know that you've heard me talk about this. I'm just going to talk about it again, because I can't talk about it too much ever. If you haven't read this, you need to, especially if you're a horror lover, if you are a Phantom of the Opera lover. You just need to. This has every mood in it for me. It starts off with him as a baby, his birth, all the way up to his death. It has the building of the opera house. It has him building his lair. It has the people he meets along the way. It has the reason he is the way he is. It has everything. It has everything in it. And yeah, I love a good villain backstory. Eric is my favorite villain of all time. My very favorite. If you have not read Phantom of the Opera yet, and you plan on it, don't read this first. Read Phantom of the Opera first, because it's going to dramatically change the way you view Phantom of the Opera. Because it's going to change the way you view Eric. Just know that going into it. And this ties so well into the original, because the events from the original Phantom of the Opera are mentioned in this. And it just ties in so perfectly. So beautifully written. There are themes of music, magic, love, of course, ghosts, death, because, you know, he is compared to death. He's compared to a ghost because the phantom, he's constantly compared to that. So obviously there are themes of love and lust. There are themes of power. This has every mood in it that I could possibly be in. This has it all. That's why this is just great. This is perfect. And it's my favorite. It's my favorite book of all time. I don't know that anything, I can't imagine anything topping this one, but maybe something eventually will. I freaking love this book. Love it so much. There's so many amazing quotes in here. And I love Eric. I love him. He has quite the personality. And I feel like you would love him too if you read this. I really do. Next one, Mother Mood. Full Brutal by Christopher Triana. This is extreme horror, so obviously read with caution. It's pretty much got all the triggers. This is Kim. She is a cheerleader. She's 16 years old, high school cheerleader. She has everything. She has a father who loves her. She has basically a full apartment in her house. And she's very popular. She's very beautiful. She has everything. What more could she possibly want? She has everything. All her friends are losing their virginities, and she's like, yeah, I should probably do that. But I'm too good for these high school boys. I'm gonna lose my virginity to a teacher. So she seduces a teacher. And then she proceeds to ruin his life in a very big way. So, yeah, it's brutal. Full Brutal is an excellent name. She is, oh man, she's ruthless. And you're in her mind the whole time. So you get every thought. And it's a scary place to be. Christopher Triana writes females so well. He writes deranged characters so well. I have said that before. He writes some terrifying characters. The way he can write a 16-year-old female being a grown man is amazing to me. I don't know how he does it. This says, but soon simple backstabbing is not enough to keep her excited, and she nosedives into sabotage, violence, and even murder. When Kim finds out she's pregnant with her teacher's child, a new madness overtakes her, and she realizes there's only one thing that will satisfy her baby's hunger. Yeah, this is great. I love a good unhinged female situation, especially there's just really no reason for this. But yeah, especially being in the mind of an unhinged person, being in the mind of her the whole time, that is something that I love, because you're getting her reasoning the whole time, if there is any, but you're getting her reasoning the whole time. You're getting her thoughts the whole time. I love that. I love that we're in her mind. That's one of my favorite things ever, my favorite tropes. It's great. It's written very, very well. Completely switching gears, my other mood, cozy horror, and that is Cackle by Rachel Harrison. This is what I read when I need a hug. This is what I read when I need comfort, and whenever I just need maybe a palate cleanser. I've read too many dark, disturbing things, and I just need a palate cleanser. This is it. This is nice, witchy fall vibes. Annie's gone through a breakup, and she moves to a small town for a fresh start. Fresh start is one of those other things that I crave sometimes. I need something that feels like a fresh start. So this is another mood for me. But she meets Sophie. She's drawn to Sophie. There's something about her. Even though everybody else in the town is completely terrified by Sophie for whatever reason, Sophie is beautiful and charming and magnetic. Annie can't help but gravitate toward the self-possessed Sophie and begins to spend more and more time with her, despite the fact that the rest of the townsfolk seem a little afraid of her. And like, okay, there are some things. Sophie's appearance is uncanny and ageless. Her mansion in the middle of the woods feels a bit unearthly, and she does seem to wield a certain power. But she couldn't be, could she? And there's a pet spider named Ralph, and I love him. But yeah, this is just all vibes. Last one, like I said, I'm cheating and doing 4 instead of 3. I know. No, sorry. I couldn't not put a comedy horror on here because this is one that I crave a lot, and that is Clowns vs. Spiders by Jeff Strand. because comedy horror is something I do gravitate towards sometimes, or a lot of the time. I loaned this one to a friend, so I don't have the physical copy right now. This is one of my favorites. I love it so much. Laugh out loud hilarious. It's one of those, like, you're either gonna really love it or you're not, because some people think it's silly or whatever. I personally think it's hilarious, obviously. The clowns are the good guys. These clowns, they're best friends. They get laid off from the circus because clowns are scary now. Nobody thinks they're cute anymore. Nobody thinks they're funny. And they're terrifying now. So they get laid off. Well, they want to stay together. And the only job they can find where they can all stay together is at a haunted attraction. Well, they're not real happy about it because they don't want to be scary clowns. They really don't want to scare people. They're kind of upset about it, honestly. Anyways, they're at this haunted attraction and, you know, they're kind of bummed, whatever. But they're scaring kids and scaring everybody unhappily. And there's a spider infestation in the town. And these spiders are really scary. They're really scary. And these clowns, they're going to save the town. They're going to try to save the town from these spiders. So, yeah, the best part is the banter. The banter is so good. It's so funny. The clowns, like, them going back and forth with each other is so freaking good. It's so funny. One of the clowns' names are so good. Like, one of them is named Jaunty. So great. I'll warn you that nobody is safe in this book from these spiders. No one is safe. So just know that going into it. But yeah, this was just good fun. It's hilarious, but it's also scary because of the spiders. And yeah, it's just great. Those 4 do great at representing me as a reader, definitely. Name 3 booktubers whose content inspire you. It's really hard to just name 3, like really hard. I would say 1 for sure, because this person was the reason I kind of started BookTube, and that is Kelsey with Slime and Slashers. I was following her for a while before I started BookTube, quietly. Like, I was kind of like a BookTube stalker, I guess you could say. Not really, but you know, I was quiet and I would watch her videos and stuff, and every now and then I would comment. It looked so fun, and she always had really good book recommendations, and she just made it look so fun to do BookTube, and she was just having the best time. And I just thought, you know, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could do that. I could figure out how to do that. And I love her book recommendations. I love that she comes up with stuff that I haven't heard of sometimes. And she's full of energy. And like I said, she always looks like she's having a great time. And I love that. I could just be having the worst day and her video pop up, and it could really turn my day around, honestly. So just definitely Kelsey. Another one is Cliff with Cliff's Dark Gems. Love his channel too. I really appreciate that he highlights new booktubers a lot, and he actually did that for me when I first started. That's how I originally found his channel, actually, and I appreciate that. Also, he does these live videos, and I've actually been able to discover a couple new authors that way. I've really enjoyed being a part of the discussions. Love that. He and Christine with Secrets Read, they have a book club called Fright Club, and they have picked some really good books over there, and they do the live chat every month with that too. It's really good. So yeah, definitely Cliff with Cliff's Dark Gems. And then I mentioned Christine with Secrets Reads. Really love her channel. She does a lot of unboxing videos for like different book subscription boxes. I have discovered so many new ones over there. And even if I can't like get a new box right now, I like living vicariously and watching her unbox them. It's so fun. And I like being able to check them out too before I buy them. She always has new stuff, different book subscription boxes that maybe I've been wanting to check out, been wanting to buy, wasn't sure about. I love that. She is another one that offers a unique take on books that I wouldn't have necessarily thought of. She always has this positive outlook, and she's just a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun to watch. So definitely check out all their channels. Number 10, share the love. It can be challenging to find your audience. Name 3 booktubers who you think need more hype. I'm gonna cheat again. Because I can't name just 3. It's just not possible. I'm just finding stuff as I go here. So, sorry. This isn't like, this part is not pre-prepared. Naomi. Naomi's a new booktuber that I recently found, and she's a lot of fun to watch. She's an Indigenous book creator. So she highlights a lot of Indigenous authors, and I love that. She also talks about books that I wouldn't have normally found, I wouldn't have normally discovered. So that's really cool. E.D. Lewis with E.D. Lewis Reviews. Love his channel. He reads a lot of Gothic horror, and he recently did the Gothic Hearts Readathon M with Dark Violet Dreams. I love that she highlights a lot of indie authors, and again, she has put a lot of books on my radar that I wouldn't have originally found on my own. Catherine at Clef Go Ever After. She does a lot of longer style vlog videos, and they're a lot of fun. I love that she's very authentic and unapologetically herself. She recently did some Vampire Academy vlog videos, and they were a lot of fun. Another new booktuber that I recently found, well, originally she found me, but her name's Angie, or That Horror Chick. Her profile says Rambles of a Dutch Horror Fan, and she reads a lot of different kinds of horror, all the way up to extreme horror and splatterpunk. Her reviews are very like quick, and they're to the point, but they're also very informative. And I don't know how she's able to do that, because my reviews ramble on and on for freaking ever, and I wish I was able to do that like she does. But I've really enjoyed her videos. I think she's got 3 out there now. That's all I'll say for now. I could probably go on, and I might think of more that I'll tag, but I think that's all I'll say for now. Sorry that was longer than I expected it to be. I had a lot of fun with this tag. All the channels that I mentioned, like I said, will be linked down below. Definitely check them all out. They're all really great channels. I enjoy all of them so much. Thank you so much to Lekden for tagging me in this one. Really appreciate it. And I did forget, meaning to show you my shirts. I get asked this a lot. What did my shirt say? This one says Pink Palace. The Pink Palace has Coraline, pink and purple, has the house in the background, and it says keep one eye open. So that's what that one says. I get most of my t-shirts at either Hot Topic or Spencer, most of my like spooky ones. So I will see you on Friday. Bye for now.